Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and today's video I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys the books that I'm planning on reading during the month of March. So the month of February, I had a great reading month. I read a total of 9 books, and I don't even know how I did it. It's one of my best reading months, and that's the reason why I decided to go ahead and separate my TBR and my wrap-up into 2 different videos, because otherwise this video would have been super long. My wrap-up video will be coming up very soon, and so I chose a good amount of books to read during the month of March, and let's hope that I get through all of them. The month of March I have spring break from school, so I do have a whole week that I don't have to worry about school stuff, and I can actually focus on reading, and I'm so ready for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, and so the first book that I'm planning on reading during the month of March is Wires and Nerves Gone Rogue, which is volume 2 of the Wires and Nerves graphic novel series by Marissa Meyer. I really enjoyed the first one. I think I gave it a 3.5 stars, and it follows Eco after the events of final book Winter of the Lunar Chronicles series, but I'm excited for the second volume. I heard that it's the final volume that we're gonna get from Lunar Chronicles, and honestly I'm actually a little bit sad because I love the Lunar Chronicles series and I want more of it, but I'm very excited to read this book. This is actually the Once Upon a Read-Along's February book pick of the month, and our live show for this book is actually this Sunday, March 4th, so I do need to get a hold of that book and read it. It shouldn't take me too long to read it, but I'm so excited to find out how it all ends. Alright, and so the next book that I'm planning on reading during the month of March is one of my most anticipated books for the year of 2018, and that is Attribution by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and it's the third and final book in the Illuminate files, and I'm so excited for it. I'm also really sad that it's ending. The Illuminate series is one of my favorite series of all time. It is the series that started my love of sci-fi books set in outer space. It's one of my favorite things to read now, and Attribution is actually also both the BIBLIO Squad's book pick of the month for the month of March and the Once Upon a Read-Along's book pick of the month for the month of March. And I'm so excited that both of these book clubs decided to choose this book, because that means I can discuss it twice. I can discuss my emotions and my feelings twice. I'm so excited. This book comes out mid-March, so it's not out quite yet. And the third book that I'm planning on reading during the month of March is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This is the illustrated edition. This is book 3 in the Harry Potter series, and as you guys well know, 2018 is the year that I decided to reread the entire series, because it's been many years since I first read the series, and I decided I wanted to go ahead and read my illustrated editions. They are so pretty, and I do feel like they're immersing me more in the story, and I just love the illustrations. I think that Jim Kay did a great job with these books, and I'm so excited to dive into the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm reading a different Harry Potter book a month, so I'm excited to get into this one this month. Alright, and then the next book that I'm planning on reading during the month of March is Lost Hero, which is book 1 in the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. I have been meaning to pick up this series ever since I finished Percy Jackson and the Olympian series last year, and I loved the Percy Jackson series. It was so good, and I've heard nothing but great things in regards to the Heroes of Olympus series, so I'm excited to dive into this world. I believe that Percy Jackson and the other main characters from the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, they're not necessarily the main characters of this book, but they'll show up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I believe it is, and I'm finally gonna pick it up in the month of March. And the next book that I'm planning on reading during the month of March is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. So I meant to read this book during Respawnathon, which occurred last weekend, and I just couldn't get to it. I had a really busy weekend, and I ended up finishing one book in that whole weekend. I meant to pick up this book. I really wanted to read this book because Respawnathon is a video game inspired readathon. I think Ready Player One is one of the most famous video game inspired books, and I want to read this book before the end of the month because the movie Ready Player One is coming out at the end of March. I don't quite remember which day, but I know it's at the end of March, and so I want to read it before the movie premieres because I want to go see the movie. It looks really good, and I've heard nothing but great things about this book. So I'm very excited to dive into this world. Alright, and then the next book that I'm planning on reading during the month of March is a book that I've heard mixed reviews about so far. It's a recent release, but the synopsis just sounds really interesting and I really want to read it. And it is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So this is about a girl who gets kidnapped, or her parents are murdered and then she gets kidnapped and she gets sent to the courts of the fairies. So there are fairies in this book. Because she's human, she's treated like garbage basically, and then there's this young prince who's really cruel towards her, and that's pretty much all I know. And I'm glad that I don't know much about it because I want to go into this book blind, but I have heard some mixed reviews regarding this book. I heard that it's not worth the hype, but I have read books before where it's mixed reviews and I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to dive into this book. In case you were wondering, this is the Owl Crate Special Edition cover, so this isn't what the traditional books looks like, the one that you buy in stores. And I honestly never read anything by Holly Black. She's a very popular author, so I'm excited to finally read one of her books. Alright, and so the final book that I'm planning on reading during the month of March is my wrapped book. So in case you don't know, I started doing this new thing that Sylvia from Wish Fulfillment does, and she has her wrapped TBR. So basically I took 14 of my longest unread books. So these books have been on my shelves unread the longest, and I decided to wrap them, and every month I choose a book and I unwrap it, and that's the book that I included in my monthly TBR. It's just a way to try to get these books that have been on my TBR the longest read. And so I have numbers on the spines of each one, and this time I had my good friend Desiree from Librelabra choose a book, and she chose number 9. And so we're going to go ahead and see which book number 9 is. It's definitely a hardcover and it's not that long at all. So let's see. Oh, okay. So this is Legend by Marie Lu. I actually have read this book. I read it many years ago and I don't remember anything about it. And the reason why I decided to wrap the first book, even though I have read it, is because I want to be able to read the second and the third book, but I want to reread the first book so that I have a refresh of what happened in the first book. And there you go, guys. So that was 7 books that I'm planning on reading during the month of March. Again, if I end up having another great reading month and I end up getting all of these 7 books read, of course I'm going to choose other books from my shelves to read, but I'm probably going to go with my mood a little. I tend to be a very mood reader, and so I'm just going to go with whatever I feel like reading at the time. Let me know down in the comments below, how was your reading month during the month of February? I had a great one, and I cannot wait to discuss with you guys the books that I read during the month of February in my wrap-up, which is coming up very soon. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. All of my social medias are linked down below, including Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads if you'd like to follow me. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Have a good day, guys, and keep reading. Bye!